Okay, guys, in this video, we are going to talk about one important problem that I'm seeing in my industry right now. I've been in this industry for computer science industry for 15 years. And I believe that software is in decay and programmers' skills are also in decay. And I totally believe this for my own sense. Okay, I've been 15 years, I've been programming since I'm a kid. I'm still believe that my skill set was in decay for some specific decisions that I made that I wasn't aware on how my skill was going to be affected. So I totally believe that what Jonathan Blow is one of the most important guys right now in this industry, on the game industry. And he's talking about these specific topics that I haven't been thinking about it. And this reason of this video is because if you haven't heard about them, you need to start listening to him and you need to start paying attention, because maybe AI is going to replace these new programmers or the programmers that went for the easy path. What I mean with easy path is just C sharp, Java, and maybe just this type of high level languages that really doesn't give you the flexibility to compile a low level to understand the GPU, CPU, or maybe you are one of those that really understand the powerful tools that you have in your hands, and you can and you need to and you understand the integration between all your components, which is good. But if you are not that guy, and with the leverage that we're getting with AI, I believe it's gonna get harder for this type of programmers to get more of these type of jobs, because AI will, in my opinion, will be easy for them to do this type of job. It will not be easy, in my opinion, to do the low level job and the hard job and to solve the hard problems that we're going to face right now in the future with AI in our industry. But the whole idea of this video is for you to see and agree with or disagree with him. But the whole idea of this video is for you to understand the importance of this type of ideas, and for you to can take decision, because it's going to affect your career some way or another. Okay, and I really believe this is impacting in many people. I would say 80% of programmers right now are in this state. I will say with that, for my own sample data for my 15 years in this industry. Okay, you can be a very good programmer and you can just jump to this type of framework, high level languages, which maybe it's easy for you to get a job in an enterprise, but it will not be easy for you to really create things that uses the total capacity of your computer, of your CPU or GPU, which maybe in the future will be necessary. Maybe no, it will be necessary in the future, okay? Because it's being necessary right now. So just let's take a look to Jonathan, what he has to say.
But video games, at least used to be, about maximizing what the machine could do and like really impressing the people playing the game. And maximizing the machine means you have to understand the machine very well, and that correlates with robust software, because if you understand the machine well, you're less likely to make the kind of bugs that come from misunderstanding. There's anti-correlations with robust software too. But anyway, now we're not really about that so much. Especially talking about independent developers, people are shifting to Unity and Unreal en masse, right? Not very many people write their own engines anymore. So we have entire generations of programmers who have grown up learning to program by, making little C# snippets that just plug into other parts of Unity or something, and they've never written something systemic, and they've never written something low level. Which on the one hand is fine. Like, I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, because there's a degree to which it's smart. It reduces development time, right? It helps you ship your game sooner. But, like I said before, there's a flip side. That flip side is giving up the capability of doing the other thing, giving up the knowledge of how to do the other thing. So I don't think it's bad in isolation if a lot of people make games where they just put snippets into Unity, right? But if everybody does that, then nobody knows how to do anything but that. And then after a while, what's going to happen? Because we're assuming that we'll just be able to use these engines forever. But Unity and Unreal were created in an environment where there were lots of people at games companies making engines all the time, right? And that's where they hired people from. And when there's no longer a natural way to learn how to make engines because nobody does it, where are Unity and Unreal going to hire employees from to maintain those engines that everybody's using, right? And to the extent that they can hire people, is the quality of people going to go down because they have less experience? It just takes a long time to ramp up, right?
And this idea is not only in the game industry. Okay, this has been happening on any other industry that correlates and that has programmers involved. Okay, every time a new tools that makes programming easy, it gives you some flexibility on the time, on how fast you can scale your software, how quick you can release it, how easy for maybe different teams interact with the same source base. So these type of tools are great, but they always come with a cost. And most engineers don't think about the cost. And the cost is always not understanding real important concepts to make or to resolve bad problems or really hard problems. Because computer science has been the best tool for many years to resolve really hard problems. And when you have people moving to a place where most of the hard problems in some area are resolved, what is going to happen with these new guys, these new programmers, this new software, these new coders, these new computer scientists? They're gonna get a different type of knowledge that maybe is not as deep as those that implemented those type of frameworks that I've been using right now. Okay, so the main point of this video, guys, is just for you to understand that there is always a side effect to every decision you make, and in this career is there, and also it's important for you to understand that in this career, the deeper your knowledge, the deeper pay you will get, and the harder the problems you understand or you know how to solve, the higher pay you will get. But even though that principle still is alive in any industry, many people are going to the easy path. And this is what I'm saying again. What is the easy path? Just going to use those frameworks that have been used by many companies right now, okay? That give you those type of flexibility that we already discussed, but with what cost? Okay, I'm not saying that you shouldn't go to use them and maybe get a very good 6-digit pay salary for those companies. I'm not saying that, guys. I'm just saying that maybe the whole idea, or maybe the best strategy, or maybe one of the strategies you might need in your future, or maybe to plan to 2025, is okay, go for that path but understand the other. Okay, and make a way on yourself to get those skills that other people are not getting.
So then maybe at some point, well, certainly at some point, there's not enough people to make a new competing engine. But maybe even at some point, you can't really maintain the old ones and they just keep decaying over time. That can happen. And so the way I used to think about game developers is kind of like the foundation in the Asimov books, where we kind of knew how to really program computers. And also some other kinds of programmers like embedded systems people and high performance computing people all sort of knew what was going on with computers. And after the rest of software just kind of decays and falls apart, we still have the knowledge and we could bring it back and give it to people. But I'm not really sure that that's going to happen now, because I just don't know. I mean, I don't know if there will be enough of us doing low-level work, or even people doing high-level work who understand what's happening at the low level while they do the high level, right? So maybe there needs to be a second foundation. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't read the book. So back in the Bronze Age, right, one of the reasons those civilizations disappeared is that the way things were set up was that reading and writing was only done by a small elite class who went to school for years, and this was protected. The public couldn't know how to do this. They probably mostly didn't want to know. And because those skills weren't widespread, they were fragile, so when the society was disrupted, they weren't continued because not enough people could carry it forward. Today, almost nobody knows what's happening on a CPU, right? That skill is not widespread, right? Like everybody...
Okay, so this is a very good conference. So you have to see it, Preventing the Collapse of Civilization. It's a great, great, great. It's been one of the most important computer science conference that I've seen in years. So take a look at him, take a look at his work, and think about what we're discussing. We're going to jump another video later today. See you guys. Bye.